when we finished mixing Mountain Climbing, Felix finished. We were at the record plant, and Studio A and Studio B was Jimi Hendrix doing Band of Gypsies. And Felix says to me, "Go ask Jimmy to come in and listen to it." I said, well, "You're asking me to ask him? I mean, I'm a punk kid from Forest Hills, New York. What am I gonna, Jimi Hendrix? You gonna?" So, what do I have to lose? So I walk in, I say, "Mr. Hendrix, Felix Pappalardi would like you to come in and listen to our album. It's finished." He comes in, and Never in My Life's on our first track on that. And he hears me doing the riff. He looks at me, he says, "That's a great riff, man." As soon as he said that to me, none of my friends could talk to me again. I mean, I forget them. My head swelled up, came down pretty fast. And then a couple of weeks, whenever it was, funny enough, Steve Miller was playing at this club in New York, Kulongano's. I went to school with the guy whose father owned it. Steve Miller finishes playing, and his drummer, Tim, that's no longer with us, he was hanging out. And in walks Hendrix. Really late. Walks over to me, now that I know him personally. Right. Walks over to me, he says, "You want to jam, man?" I said, "What?" "Oh, wow. We have no amps." But we had a loft on 36th Street downtown. He says, "Come on, we'll get in my limo, we'll go down to your loft and put a couple of 4x12 Marshalls in the car, and we'll go down to my loft." And I'm knocking on the door. And our road manager was living there at the time, who is now his manager, Mick Brigden. I knock on the door. "Mick, open the door." Iron gates, in a warehouse type place. He opens the gate. I said, "Mick, this is my friend Jimmy." He goes, and Jimmy's wearing a fringe, and there's a picture of me and Hendrix on our website playing that night. And he played a bass. He played a left-handed bass, and I'm playing guitar. It was mind-boggling because when you look at the picture, whoa, that's Hendrix. He's wearing that, everything. When you remember Hendrix, remember the hat,
absolutely,
the fringe, that's what he was wearing. And we played some blues thing, but I remember there was a newspaper in the village called the East Village Other or something. I saw Jimi Hendrix jam with Leslie West, and you couldn't hear Jimmy's guitar. Leslie drowned him out. He wasn't playing guitar. He was playing bass. That's how smart this guy was, But, so, yeah, in the beginning, playing with Hendrix, Joe, and in the beginning of the tour, I said to Joe, "Who is it that really did it for you?" "You?" He says, "Jimi Hendrix." Never got to me, so I gave him a framed picture I had of that night of me and Hendrix. I gave it to him. And Hendrix was it for him. Well, he did stuff that nobody else did or will ever do. And they're trying to do it now,
Yeah.
He didn't have a locking tremolo whammy bar. He just had a regular one, and he would stretch those strings, and then all of a sudden he'd knock it so far out of tune, and he'd stretch it back into and retune it, He's
and
unbelievable.
Still play from his soul.
Oh, God damn.
Just direct.
When he would do versions of other people's songs, like Wild Thing and that stuff, that blew me away. You listen to Hendrix just improvise.